Wonder Girl in the mix, Kory's memory restored, Beast Boy, what's going on with him? And enter Trigon. DC Titans episode 10, Coriander starts right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, Chauncey. That's Metallica right there, girl.
Yes.
That's Inner Sandman.
I didn't know this song.
But that's how I felt when. Yeah.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, you
though.
know that.
Hearing that lyric.
Right?
Yes.
Oh man,
Get it.
listen. Welcome everybody in the chat, everybody across the globe to the DC Titans After Show. I'm your host, Evan T. Mack. To my left is the lovely Chauncey. What's going on, girl?
Hey y'all, it's Chauncey K. Robinson here.
So, okay. So what's going on? So what's going on? I'm glad you made time here before you go on your trip, but to go back home, I'm glad you made a little bit of time.
The holidays are coming up.
Holidays
y'all.
are coming rapidly approaching. You get to go back to your old stomping ground, Jersey.
Yes.
Feeling
Jersey
good?
girl.
Is it like 5 degrees right now?
Probably below zero.
Let's get into it. First things first, we're going to talk about Kory and her memory, Raven and her mother, what's going on with Gar, and Trigon, of course. But let me start with your overall thoughts of episode 10. What's going on?
I liked a good amount of the parts, I will say, and I think I am probably in agreement with some people that I've seen online, a good amount of people I've seen online talk about it, where, this episode was named after Kory, and she kind of had to share it.
With everybody.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, didn't we just get a Hank and Dawn one that was all
A
them?
whole episode.
They couldn't share an episode?
Yeah, I know. See, I know. Okay, I know what you mean. Like because I know you were excited because just based on the title alone.
Yes.
You're thinking this is going to be like the Kory backstory, Kory on another planet.
Finally. And I liked what we got.
Yeah.
I did, but I felt like I would have liked to hear before, we got to the end where everything went to, heck. But it was kind of like, I would have liked to hear how, Kory felt that she was getting her memories back of everything that was happening. And we never got any kind of retros, any kind of, quiet moment with her. And which is kind of a little bit... I felt like a little shortchanged because in other episodes, when you get those centralized character plot lines, each character has gotten that quiet moment where they can kind of, you can kind of see their inner psyche a little bit.
I agree.
And we didn't get that with Kory this episode.
Yeah, I guess that was their way when she was in the ship. I guess that was like their little nugget to give. You know what I mean? When she's breaking things down. You know what I mean? She's on you know what I mean?
She had to give exposition for Rachel's plot line. That's what happened. Let's talk about Rachel's dad. Let me tell you, through my plot line, what about Rachel we need to know about?
What do you think that choice was? You think that was because they kind of spread themselves a little thin with the side episode, Doom Patrol? You think I might have caught up with them a little bit? It's because they kind of needed to talk about a whole lot of things that were going on, and they had to talk about them, and then they chose Coriander to do it, and I was like, man, they could have spent a little more time hooking up Diop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I just felt like there's so much to explore with Kory's character. There's so much. She's an alien from a different species. You saw in that spaceship, but come on. She's on a different level than everyone else
really
here.
is.
She is like from another planet. And it's like, when are we going to get into that?
I don't know. Season 2.
Probably season. And that's why I gave them that space.
Yep.
I was like, I'm going to give you this space because it seems like this particular season has been very Dick and Rachel centric.
Right.
I get that. I'm fine with that because I'll admit, although we got breadcrumbs in a little way for Kory, we've been starving with Gar.
Yeah, Gar ain't eating it. Oh, you starving.
So I understand. I'm like, okay, so maybe they're laying the groundwork for these two this season. The next season it'll be more. Maybe we'll get a whole plot line of, Kory dealing with a whole nother planet she belongs to.
I think they're gonna give us a taste of that. That's all you can hope for. They have a lot of wiggle room, man. I hear the finale is really long, which is kind of exciting. So
I'm hearing rumors it's 2 hours.
Although
I've gotten no confirmation.
Oh man, I hope that's true. I love that. See, more shows when you control your own content, that's the least y'all can do. Y'all give somebody a 2 hour finale.
Yeah.
But like I said, overall, I like the episode. Everything was great. A lot of intrigue, a lot of mystery. Like I said, you're right though. I literally thought this was gonna be a Kory episode. I don't know why.
It was her name.
Yeah, 15 minutes in, I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't gonna wait. Hold on, we ain't.
Right, I was so excited. I thought when Kory got knocked out that maybe it would be like a whole flashback of her time on the planet or something. And I was just like, I mean, we got a little some dickery. That's Dick and Kory's shit name. We got a little bit of some crumbs, you know, him defending herself, which was very nice. But it wasn't, I really would have liked a lot more of Kory.
Absolutely.
And I think some people in the chat actually agrees with me.
Shout out to the chat.
There are a good amount of people who are like, hey, you know, it should have been a little bit more on Kory there.
I can't disagree with you. It's like I said, I think they might have spread themselves a little thin. Though, even though like I said, they're gonna have season 2, but we can't always rely on. Okay, they got a season 2. Let's be patient. Like when you really want something, if you really wanted to get more Kory, maybe you should have got a little more Kory in season 1. Maybe it's okay to get some Kory in season 1. Maybe we just do like a 15 seconds of Doom Patrol and then like a couple other things and then have more Kory. You know what I mean? But with that being said, it didn't ruin the whole episode.
No, it didn't ruin it. It was a great episode.
Yeah,
it really actually was. It was quality. It was a quality episode, but for what I wanted, I didn't get it.
Chauncey needs to get what she wants. Come on, DC. But so we get to the part where they finally kind of tie up the loose end. You know, they got Raven bouncing all over different times of space-time continuum and whatnot. And then we get to the part where she's getting choked out by Kory. Right up out of nowhere, man. Listen, Kory ain't taking no friend. She beats the brakes off guard. Can't nobody stop her. And then with the lasso persuasion, Donna Troy come in there and just knock my girl out.
I wrote, you know, when I saw that part, I was like, okay. I was like,
you wasn't feeling the lasso persuasion. Shout out
right.
to my girl Connor Leslie.
I mean, yes, Connor, you were awesome.
Whipping that lasso
but
around.
At the same time, I was like, really? She did that to Kory?
She did her dirty. She did.
I'm going to assume that that's because Kory was not in her right mind. Because like Kory said later in the episode, she's like, bet you can't do it again. Yeah. And I'm going to, if it's going to be a fight, I would bet on Kory.
Oh, damn.
I'd bet on Kory.
Oh, I like that.
Donna.
See, I would like to see. Everybody place your bets in the chat.
Place your bets, chat.
Oh, man. Chauncey just put up a good thing for the chat tonight. Oh, who you got? Kory or Troy? Listen, if it was down to 1-on-1 in the dark alley on a dark and stormy night, who do you have? I want all the answers in the chat. So before we keep it rolling, Chauncey, I want you to tell the lovely people at home how they find AfterBuzz and all that wonderful content.
Yes. Hey, AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Miss Chauncey. Shout out to Ecto Plab, Seb Russ, Ivan Soto, of course. Just to name a few, you know, I'm gonna shout y'all out. JOK, what's going down? I appreciate you guys coming in the chat. Edgy, what's going on? Ghost, what's good? And
Red Eyes Blackfire. His money is on Kory. Thank you, Red Eyes.
Shout out to Red Eyes. That's my man right there.
I appreciate you.
Oh my goodness. Chris Honcho says that Chauncey wanted some more dickery.
I did. The ship, yes.
Shout out to Paris, yo. What's good, girl? But that's it. So all in all, great episode, feeling episode. It was kind of cool. It was a nice setup to the end. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I can't wait to see the trailer. But things are going good. So we get to the point where Kory freaks out everybody. She storms off. It seems to the point she finally might have got more of her memory jarred, and then she goes on, and then Dick and Donna, Donna, they follow her. So we get to that one point where you see the spaceship, you see Kory in the spaceship. Just give me your overall thoughts on what you thought they would find in the warehouse and just that whole dynamic of when they kind of got to that place and things started unraveling and all the pieces started coming together.
I really liked it. Like, once again, I thought we were about to go on a journey, but it was needed for the exposition, but I like the fact of, first of all, Kory's leaving out. She's kind of like, and this is one of the things about the Kory and Dick dynamic of they both kind of invert into themselves when they kind of want to go solo. I think that's why they make such a good pairing in the sense, because they're similar but not. And at that moment, Kory left out. She's like, you can't help me, but he's very much, and this is kind of, Dick's like, no, you got to talk to me, which is like, oh, okay, you're not trying to stick with Rachel at this moment that he just tried to kill. He's like, He's like, darn it, talk to me. And so, Kory casually takes Donna's truck and basically drives to the warehouse, right? And I really like that dynamic with them. Too. It's a slow burn, right? Yes. Donna's not feeling Kory. She's already called Dick out.
Especially she's like, yeah, you slept with her, didn't you, bro?
Like, that's why you defended
You caring way too much right now.
Right? And so, they had that little face off or whatnot. And I really liked that moment. I thought Anna Diop did such a great job where she knows her language and what comes out while she's talking. I think she said exhale, which is a Tamarian type word. And her face when she says it, she's like, wait a minute. And I was like, wow, this is so quality.
Oh, that's craft right there.
And I was like, this is, and you saw the wonder on Dick's face. You hardly see wonder on his face. And when the ship came into being, it was like, wow, this is massive, which gives you a glimpse of just how huge of a plot line Kory is attached to beyond, Rachel and her father and stuff. And so I really liked, getting to see inside of the ship, Kory knowing stuff and kind of saying that I was sent here for this. And, I would have liked to felt more of her like process of processing this whole, I mean, she just discovered she's an alien.
Yes.
How does one feel about that? Yes. Like, you're not from this planet. You found out you knew you had powers, but it's not just you have powers like Rachel or Gar or something like that.
You're not from here.
You're not from Earth. So, but it was cool that they did that whole exposition, and we got a little bit more about Trigon. That was good.
And I like that part too. But like just like you're saying, those little nuances of the acting choices. Like I said, I like when Brandon, he's still wowed by stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is a guy that's been dealing with a lot of criminals with Batman and stuff like that. But seeing a spaceship still was a big deal.
It was a wonder for him. Which was really cool.
I just like that choice that they make where he's not like, oh, what's going on? I'm still, I'm being crazy. He was.
That was a great impersonation.
That's your boy. That's your brooding boy. But no, I just like that he was like literally in wonder that, oh my goodness, this is a spacecraft, and he walks on, and while she's telling like plot points and stuff, he's looking around the spaceship though. He's like looking around and stuff, and he's way in the cut.
It's another planet. I mean, and if you think about the idea of, Batman is one of my favorite characters in comics ever. Batman, and then a close second of Hulk. And it's just like, it's very much, even though they have people with powers and stuff, they very much are like the gritty version. Like, people usually don't have powers sometimes. They're usually very realistic, Earth-based.
Yes.
So I think this is very interesting. And of course it was Titans because they've already interacted for decades. But in this particular version, for Dick, I think, to be in a situation where it's like, oh, wow, whole another planet here.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know Wonder Woman's from like another area. Like, it's not another planet though. You know what I mean? So it's a little different.
Yeah, and it's okay. So then we kind of get the Conan kind of going back and forth between their story and what's going on in the house.
The other plot.
Now listen, I'm still hating that they even went to the house anyway.
Right?
I'm like, yo, Dick Grayson, where's your Batman instincts, man? Why you going to this house? Now, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought something was happening, but I didn't know it was a bad place to go. I just wouldn't have went there, man. Who was safer than the Bruce Wayne safe house?
Right?
Can y'all please let me know? Chat roll. What's more safe than the Bruce Wayne safe house? Was it the Fortress of Solitude? What is it? That place is safe, man. But anyway, it was like a penthouse. It was dope. Y'all was living lavish. But anyway, so it's like we get to that part where they're in the house and then something's going on with Gar. And I just thought it was very interesting to see, because I didn't know when you first saw that thing going on. What was your first thoughts? What conclusions were you drawing from that when you seen Gar like kind of seeing stuff in the mirror? We didn't know what the mirror was about. We didn't know what was going on. Kind of take me through your first thoughts of where your theories were there.
I mean, it was, well, clearly something was going on. I just didn't know where it was coming from. Like when, the whole thing with Rachel's mother, well, first of all, I was kind of annoyed with her when she was like, she wanted Kory out of her house.
Yeah, talk about it, Chauncey.
And she got her, I want to see your manager voice going on there. It was like,
she choked her daughter. I was like, I want her out of here.
I mean, she just, she also saved you not too long ago, clearly, times. So it's kind of like, all right. So now all of a sudden she's not welcomed here anymore. But then of course we realized later why that was, I think. But even in that sense, they did a great job, like kind of throwing you off, because it was like, I did write down, I was like, whatever, screw Rachel's mom. But I also didn't come
you
to
wrote that on your notes.
I honestly, I actually didn't say screw. I said something that started with an F. But it was...
That's Chauncey the journalist. That's Big J journalist. She writes down.
I wrote down my emotions. But, with Gar, I was like, what could that be? And then that cop showed up. And
that was interesting.
I was like, is he someone cloaked? And it turned out that wasn't the case. So... And another aspect of that was like me thinking, okay, are we going to get something more with Gar? And it was interesting that he seems to be holding some guilt for the guy he killed.
Still.
Which, I think that's an interesting level to play because you have Kory who that same episode probably killed a whole building of people.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to be too caught up about it.
No.
And then you have Gar, but he's younger. So you have Gar who's kind of like, I killed this one guy.
Yeah, and because you see that part where they were on the train and when she was saying like, listen, man, they were trying to kill you. You had this. You literally was either you or them.
Yeah.
So that's Kory's like mindset. So I know that's why I think she's cool with it.
Yeah.
Listen, they gonna try to apprehend me, try to kill me.
Yeah.
I gotta do what I gotta do. But yeah, I was interesting about the cop. It just turns out he was just a regular old nice old guy. Like,
Poor cop.
I know me. We gonna get to that. So like I read a couple things about different like fan reaction and stuff. Do we care how the light stayed on for 20 years? Do you care about that at all?
Okay.
Just talk to me about it. I find a little nugget and I got to talk about it because I kind of giggle like, dang, I didn't even think about that.
It's
nitpicking though.
That.
It's nitpicking though.
Yeah, because it was like, well, who was paying on this house? Who was paying on the house? Like, she was lit. We're supposed to believe she was trapped away.
20 years, yeah.
Who was paying the bills?
I read, I was like, oh man, y'all got one. Every now and again, the super, super nerdy fan people get one.
They're
and I will bring it up on the show. It's like, that was pretty good. It's 20 years with the lights on.
Yeah, and then the cops are like, yeah, I heard you were back in town. I'm like, that's must be how those small towns work. People are just like, so-and-so's been gone for 20 years. And she's just back.
He's like, what's up? But, okay, so we get to that part. We get to the dynamic between Rachel and her mother. Did you, at any point during the show before it happened, did you suspect the mother to be evil?
No, I didn't. I did think, and I think we talked about this actually before, the cameras came out, was that there was the question of how are we going to get rid of her? Not necessarily like we wanted to like get rid of her mom, but it was also kind of the idea of the mother can't stay around, right? There's if they're going to be able to be not if they're going to be able to be the Titans team. They can't also have the mom hanging out like the cool mom or something or whatever. So it was like, how do you get rid? I thought maybe she'd just die. Yes. Like maybe she would be sacrificed by the cop or something, because I was thinking the cop was evil or something like that. She would be sacrificed to bring him in. But then I guess like a split second when Donna pointed out like, who's this person right here, and I saw the blonde hair. They got those drawings really precise. I was just like, okay, they knew she was gonna have her hair this length and everything, but I was like, okay, so it's the mom.
Yeah.
And that went back to my note earlier of why was she so quick to turn on Kory?
She knows Kory has a presence and power.
Yeah,
and
they wanted her out of the house.
And she knows what she needs Rachel for, and she's seen that Kory can disrupt that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good thing, because I was like, oh, hold on, man, just kick the sister out the crib.
Right?
Hold on now. But so it was very interesting to see this different unraveling. It was, like I said, it was a very interesting episode. They had to cover a lot of things, and we get to the point where Gar starts to get really sick, and things are going on with Gar, and I didn't know if it was like a mental thing. I didn't know if it was the mirror. I didn't know if it was the house. But then Gar comes out and goes, "There's something wrong with us. We have to go." And like, what do you? Do you think? Okay, do you think when it comes to Gar, do you think these things are going to lead with just a means to an end, or do you think this is going to awaken something inside him, where he's going to get a hold on what's going on in him? Because I'm tired of this tiger, man. So is all this like stuff he's going through, no matter what Trigon's like intentions are? Do you think it's going to help Gar in the long run?
I definitely think that. I think he killed a man probably for the first time in his life, right? And in his beast form, and I think that probably has an effect on him. And I think we're not getting it this season, clearly, but I feel like maybe this is setting the groundwork for him exploring that a bit more, and hopefully, I don't know if before the end of the season we'll get it, but he has to change into something other than a tiger soon, and I don't know what's gonna trigger that exactly. I did like the fact that Rachel was very concerned with him. I don't know if they're pursuing a romance thing going on, especially with
the end though. Remember what Trigon said?
What
he was like, she hasn't had her heart broken yet.
Yeah,
it's weird, right?
Yeah, but it seems like we can, talk about it in a bit when we get into the thing. It seems like he's trying to do that through Dick or whatever somehow. I don't know.
Interesting.
But I do wonder if they're really going to pursue a Gar and Rachel kind of relationship, given especially the difference of age between the actors.
What do you feel the age is, or they're trying to perceive in the show? What do you feel that age gap is in the show?
I don't think there's much of an age gap. Like some people in the chat had said. Also, shout out to Black Kush Ranger, who's been asking for a shout out for a minute. How are you, man?
What up?
Black Kush Ranger, how's it going?
Yo, what's good?
And like others have said in the chat, I think they think Gar is about 15 or 16.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think Rachel's what, like 14, 15. She seemed like she was in high school.
Yeah, I guess that's what I thought.
Yeah, so I think the characters seem to be the same age, but the actors are some years apart. So I don't know.
Oh, good for him then. For who's older, Gar's probably older, right?
Yeah, Gar's like 23.
Good for him.
Yeah. He does. Yeah, he looks young.
He looks real young.
Yeah, so it's it's not too big of an age difference, so I could see it. It would be interesting to see the whole team just paired off. It's like Kory and Dick and the Gar and like the kids and the parents are dating.
I got people in the chat. A lot of people chat saying Rachel's supposed to be 13.
Okay, I mean that's fine. It's like a 2-year difference.
Yeah.
It's not that
because it has not entered creepy territory yet.
No, I don't think it's creepy at all. I think he genuine. I mean, it's one of those things. Like if they were in high school, she'd be a freshman, he'd be a junior. It's not. I don't think that'd be weird. So
I'm not mad at you at all. So like I said, it's very interesting. But I want to get your thoughts. Just anything that stuck out to you that you want to talk about, you want to discuss before I move on. Anything that's in your mind that any moments that stuck out in your mind at all.
Well, there were no like I said, I think Rachel's mom, the actress, played it very well. I was not seeing it coming. I saw a little bit of underlying tension. It wasn't until the reveal that it was like, oh wow, like she really was playing that well enough, and I enjoyed that. Although I'm just gonna keep saying we need more Kory centric.
For real,
I mean, it's just there's so much to explore with this character, and same thing with Gar. I mean, he's been secluded for so long. What does that? We haven't gotten introspection for these two characters, and it would have been nice to get that a bit more, especially since both. I mean, if you think about it, Kory was kind of like the main one being affected in the A plot, or I guess the A-ish plot, and then Gar was the one being the most effective in the B plot, but it was more so they were focused on Rachel's thought process, which and
then like Robin and his progression and things like that, and I really think they're going to tackle that more in season 2. I really think it's going to be like a Gar special. You know what I mean?
I think so. I have hope. I have hope for that. I think they really needed to work through Dick and Rachel's thing for whatever. I mean, like I've reported before, like the creators, the execs, producers and stuff have been talking about how they wanted to get to the point of Nightwing, but they needed to get him, Dick, to that point. Yeah. So I guess you can't really do everyone in 11 episodes. No. But I want to know, like, who sent Kory there? It was like her people, but was it, because we all know there's also Black Starfire, and whatnot. So is she gonna make an appearance? Her sister, they had a whole duality,
and a lot of people in the chat, in theory, is that she is Blackfire, which I don't think she is.
I don't think she's Blackfire.
No. We got a couple people in the chat, like Marlon's talking about certain things about like the ages like of the actors are different,
Yeah, it is. Like I was saying, Gar, the actor who plays Gar is 23, I think, and the actress that plays Rachel is about 15, 16. The other thing that stood out to me, I thought it was very cute. Once again, continuing Donna and Dick's kind of brother and sister relationship, was she had a tracker too that she put in.
I love that.
In the thing, and she was like, "Well, you're not the only one with cool gadgets." I was like, "That's what's up." I really do like Donna.
Yeah,
I mean, Kory's my girl, so I felt a little bit some type of way with the lasso.
When she was like, "Yo, what up with that lasso?" Though.
Right, but I kind of like that dynamic that they're going to have a little bit of animosity, and I did think it was interesting when Donna brought up to like we were saying earlier, Donna brought up to Dick the whole thing about you like dangerous women. I do wonder, because she did bring up Dawn, which I think is just a relationship that's not for Dick in his current state, and even in his future state. That is a perfect relationship that would never really work with who he has to be. And I think we've seen that in instances that Dick and Dawn don't work.
No.
But it was also, I was interested to hear what other dangerous women is she referring to?
Robin be getting it in, man.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Robin getting it in though? But like, it's one of those. I also like the different nuggets about like I said, there are different dynamics. I like how right now Kory and her, they're kind of but they kind of like already started getting into a groove when they were on the ship though.
Yes.
She like reached for the book. She didn't like, yo, what you doing? Chill. You like knocked me out earlier. She was like, okay, she's like, okay, let's delve into this a little bit more. So I like that they're already starting to shift that dynamic, and they're starting to see like that Donna a little bit more. Not she's not a threat to Kory, but what did you think about what she was saying when
Kory put on Donna's clothes? Did you peep that?
I did. That was dope. When you seen Gar was like, you're Wonder Girl, you're her. She's like, I used to be. What do you think that's about? Do you think she really is? Why do you think she keeps denying she's Wonder Girl, even though she does so many Wonder Girl acts throughout the show?
She has the lasso, like you mentioned,
like in her back pocket. You know what I mean?
I think that's once again something they'll probably try to dive into in season 2. It's there's so much to dig into with some of these characters just because of the comic book history and whatever canon, because we all know Donna has had different canons or whatever. So it's interesting to see what backstory they try to have and why did she say? I mean, that's very interesting that you say that. Like why? Like I hadn't even really thought too much of that line where she was like, I used to be, as though she had given up the mantle of being Wonder Girl, and it's like, what made her stop doing that? Because she just had like some episodes talk with Dick saying that you don't ever really give it up. You just kind of, put it in a different way or something.
It's interesting. Maybe, like I said, maybe she's so concerned with living her life and not being a crime fighter that takes a toll. Maybe she really is just trying to pretend like she's normal. Like I said, I'm thinking way too much into it, but that does lead me to my man. Listen, the man of the hour, man, like Trigon, who I was like, yo, I ain't know much about the cat. I knew a couple nuggets about him. Boy came. Listen. I didn't think he was gonna premiere in this episode. I don't know why I didn't think. I thought when she was like reaching in the mirror, they was gonna break down the door and like, Rachel, like that. But it didn't happen. The mother's trick worked. I love the scene where this is when I was like, oh wait, the mother's she's kind of cold blooded. Okay, so at this point we know the mother is up to no good. She's a part of this whole thing. But that leads me. But before I get to my man Trigon, do you think the organization, this was all their plan, or do you think they kept her away from Rachel just because they didn't know what she could do? Like,
I was actually that.
Do you think it was like a huge like grand scheme?
That confused me. I was a little like, because I was trying to remember back to the episode where she found her mother.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was easy to get out.
So I was just like, so did they want her to find the mother
like
all this
whole
time and then kill everybody else? That seems weird.
Man,
you know what I mean? Or maybe the idea wasn't, this was her mother's backup plan because maybe it was eventually she was going to, but why play that game of, like, I'm confused too. And where is the organization right now? Is he gonna call on them? Because he seems to be, that's his org. So where are they? Because they killed a whole bunch of. Kory killed like pretty much everyone in that building. We get to the point where it's becoming clear that this mirror was used to incapacitate Gar, to make him sick, to have Rachel not have any way out. The mom manipulating her to say she can save him, and then she's like, who could save him? Your dad can save him. Yeah. Well, I thought that you said, oh no, listen, man, he's the man with the plan, man. Just bring him on through. All you gotta do is just think about him. Y'all connected. Then he steps through, and full disclosure though, Chauncey, he saves Gar. He does give Rachel what she wants, which endears her to him. Yeah. Which threw me off because I honestly thought, I was like, they can't kill Gar. So I was like, maybe he's gonna be like, I'm not doing it. But like, how else will she, believe? But I don't know. It goes back. I mean, I get it. She's young. It's just all of a sudden she's hugging him. I'm like, this whole season was people telling you, like, they were trying to kill your friends to bring about your father. Your boy. How? Why? That might have been a mistake by the show. Yeah, like, why are you so quick to just, I guess he saved Gar, but you don't think that this could be a trick? Like, this whole thing, this other org was willing to kill your friends because they were telling you needed to bring about your father. Yeah, that could be a so you're not, weirded out by this?
Yeah, see, like Ivan told us that I hate that Rachel hugged Drago.
Yeah, she just kind of switched. I was like, come on, girl.
Yeah, it's true.
She just, sometimes I feel like they do it for the plot where they make her revert to being super naive. Yeah. For certain things to land or go ahead.
That's fair.
And it's just kind of like, okay, either she's consistently growing as a character to the point where she doesn't fall into these traps repeatedly, or she's not. You know what I mean? Because, you know, there was a whole episode before where, you know, they were like, well, you got to let Rachel, you know, she's grown now and she can do it. And then she does that. And it's like, can she do it?
Yeah, and it's funny you said that because in the same episode when Kory's talking about what she has to do to be Trigon 400 consecutive days of warrior training, no one's ever completed it. That means that this has been something that people have tried to do, trial and error, whole lot of error. And Dick's like, if anybody can do it, she can do it.
And I'm like, no.
Hold on.
I didn't believe that line.
Not Rachel.
I said to myself, Dick, where are you getting that from? I was like, I mean, maybe if this was Kory Donna,
I was trying to figure out.
I would say sure.
I think he was trying to convince us based on like all the stuff she's been through, you know, the trauma situation. I don't know, jumping inside grown men's bodies.
I guess.
Still ain't that fatality. That's like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Just let someone come by, offer her a puppy or something. She'll just like be like, oh, this is my friend.
Oh, come on, y'all.
You know, like this is how it is. She can fight and all that stuff.
Ghost World.
But let someone pretend to be her friend.
Ghost World, listen, Ghost World said, Chauncey, she's 13. Most kids act like this when they're 13.
I guess.
I suppose. But like I said, at the one time she jumped
Dick didn't act like that. He was jumping out of windows at 13. We done seen enough flashbacks to know Dick didn't believe nobody.
Oh my God.
So miss me with that one.
Yeah, but you know, everything everybody's saying is right except for the hug part. You can't explain the hug. The hug don't make sense.
Get it.
You know, just because that dude, first of all, man, you don't hug nobody except through a mirror. Just based on the entrance, Chauncey,
right?
He stepped through a mirror.
Oh, Dad.
I'd have been like, yo, Dad, we got some things to talk about, man. First of all, where you been?
Right? And what's this up hearing you a demon? And about to bring about the end of the world. And your friends were trying to kill my friends. What's all that, Dad? No. Hugs.
Yeah, what about that guy that shot that person I thought my mother was in the head and started this whole ball rolling, man? It was, like I said, it was an interesting choice.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it should have been where he tried to hug her and then she was like, no. He's like, okay, you need time. I understand. You know, so then we get to that point where one big happy family, they can't get in. They do some kind of magical spell thing. Dick Grayson go in, I believe, just because he's not, you know what I mean? He's, I think because Kory's from a different planet and Donna's from like a different type of, you know.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's why they're not allowed to get in. It's literally, I think it's about who they are as far as like power wise and what like, because like they're technically from different parts of the like realms or whatever. And I think that Dick could go in just because maybe just let him in though. Maybe let him in.
Yeah, I was confused. I mean, that's a good theory that you have about the idea of the power thing. I think, you know, maybe he had more to play. We'll get into like next week what it's looking like. I think maybe he thought he could use Dick's mind because as
possible.
Kory pointed out to Dick not too long ago, he's got issues. And I feel like, you know, Trigon might have just decided this was the better person because out of the three of them who were standing outside, this is kind of narrative and plot line. Who was going to be able to go in there and that's to get a plot line that we weren't learning things for the first time
That's
about,
true.
right?
Plus, all due respect, Robin can't do much about that dude.
No.
He can't do nothing. I told you, you can't mess with a dude that hops through a mirror, man. He's just he's cut from a different cloth, man. You know what I mean? And you read the whole thing about the future thing, that him destroying planets and world. Like, Robin can't do nothing with this dude.
No.
You know, and like I said, it's not a definite, clearly they need Raven to bring about this destruction. Also, Raven the one that could save him.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's very interesting to see what they're doing. Like I said, I didn't expect to see him. Maybe, I don't even know when I thought he would come up. They've been hyping him up, but I didn't think I'd see him in season 1. I really didn't.
I did feel like they needed something else had to happen because the show hadn't ended yet. The season hadn't ended, so I did think something was going to happen. I just didn't think it would be him coming out.
Yeah.
I thought it would be maybe them like getting close and maybe a cliffhanger, you know, because the org wasn't completely gone. But I guess this makes more sense. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Sort of a deal. But it's kind of like, where do you go from here if you bring about this guy? Do you know much about him from the comics?
Like I said, I was reading a little bit about him. He's like 1981, like in the New Avengers #2 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know he put like this. He's like on another level though.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like mind manipulation, super strength, healing ability, can bring dead to life to dead. Like, he can do it all.
Okay.
He's one of the most powerful DC characters in all the DC universe, which is crazy to me. So like that's what they're starting with.
That's why I'm like, whoa,
man,
he's coming out of season 1.
Man, the movies haven't even brought Darkseid out yet. And they're bringing this guy out. He's pretty powerful.
That's pretty big. That's what I'm saying. I'm I'm just like, wow.
Where do they go?
Like, where do you go from here? Because we haven't, you go to this big villain and it's kind of like the team hasn't even functionally formed yet.
Like Soto said, I think Trigon wants to destroy Grayson in Rachel's eyes. Trigon can't have a father figure in Rachel's life that could turn her away from him.
I guess, but then if you leave Kory, I mean, I guess, yeah, in Rachel's eye, Kory turned on her, but you still had Guard too, so I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it sounds like it's plausible. Or it could just be another excuse to get a Gotham flashback and stuff. Let's be real.
With that being said, DJ, whenever you get a chance, you cue that news, man.
Yes. Before the finale, I got 2 pieces of news. One's a treat for our, viewers who are already talking about the future, the next episode. One, I mentioned last week about Anna Diop's upcoming film she's in, the horror movie of Jordan Peele's Us, and Jordan Peele actually released a teaser image of that, which if you're watching this, you will see it's 2 hands with gloves holding scissors. Very ominous. Dope. Don't know what it's about. People are saying it may be something of a home invasion sort of thing going on. Maybe what's that one about the home? People who come and just start killing people. It may be something like a black version of that.
Black version of
that'd be cool.
Get Out too.
Get Out too. And Anna Diop, as I mentioned last week, is set to star in this highly anticipated film, and also the trailer for this film will be dropping on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we'll make sure we'll see if Anna's up in that.
She gotta be.
That'd be really cool. And finally, y'all, there was an epic trailer for this
I've not seen
finale.
This yet.
And this is going to be new for Evan and others who might, and if you don't want to see it, leave out or whatever, but come back in like 4 minutes. But if you don't see it, so we're going to cue the Titans trailer where we see a murderous Batman and also some glimpses of Joker.
What?
Evan's so surprised.
No way.
Jace?
What's up?
What are you doing here?
It's Batman. He's in trouble. Gotham's gotten worse. Commissioner Gordon's dead. Batman is going to kill the Joker. You need to come back to Gotham and convince him not to do it.
Bruce Wayne's not my responsibility.
But he saved you, Dick. What if you're the last person on Earth who can save him?
He lost his conscience.
He never had a conscience.
He's the only hero that Gotham has left. If he goes bad, the city goes down.
Bruce! Wait!
Also, Kory has black hair in this.
Is this a joke? Is this a joke? This cannot be real.
Evan is like, so y'all, this is trailer reaction right here.
The Dark Knight. Boy, that's that dude, man.
This wasn't justice. This was a massacre.
I love that Kory's all up in this.
Him anymore. He has to be stopped.
Bruce, it's Dick. We're coming after you.
Oh, come on, man. What?
He chose to
And that's Trigon right there. You see that?
rather than deny it.
Talking to him.
This is a joke. This thing got to be 3 hours long.
Wanted me to give in to the darkness, to become you. I'm a murderer. Let's end this.
No. What in the
Robin
world?
versus Batman.
What?
Don't miss the season finale. Okay, so I had a lot of emotions. First of all, like I told y'all, I am a huge Batman fan. I did not appreciate this at first. Because honestly, shout out to DC Universe's Twitter account, because I follow them and stuff, and I retweeted. I'm like, what is this?
Hold on. Now.
I literally said, what is this?
That's what the tweet.
That's literally what my tweet was. I was like, what is this? Because Batman doesn't do that.
Yeah.
This was before it settled in my mind that this was probably a dream-like state.
Yes.
But
I'm excited about, because I know that's what Trigon can do. He's that powerful, but I'm still freaking out that they're even doing it. I don't care if it's a dream. I don't care if he's in Narnia. That's the Dark Knight.
Right? I felt disrespected. I was like, what is going on? Robin? I mean, no offense, Dick.
First of all,
I mean,
Robin,
he's
you
cool.
ain't
Like,
about that
listen,
life, bro.
I'm like, you ain't about that
You
life.
ain't, man.
I mean,
Even if it's your dream, you can't be Batman in your dream.
I was like, become Nightwing first, bro. Like, before you even think you can come after Batman of all things. And, you know, also there have been some stills of the picture of the show coming out, of this particular one, where it seems as though in this dreamlike state, Dawn and Dick have a kid together or something.
Man,
named
Trigon is
Johnny
savage.
or whatever. And I think, you know, this is one of those things where we'll probably also see, once again, Dick realizing the whole domestic life and things that he's trying to lead doesn't work for the real him.
Right.
Because, I mean, why else show that thing of him married to Dawn? Yes, Dawn is an easy choice for him.
Of course.
Of course, she's not the right one choice because that's Kory.
We already know that.
But I think but also you notice Kory's up in there.
Yes.
She's like, I don't know if it's the real Kory and she's brainwashed or if it's Trigon's version of Kory.
Man.
But I think I do find it interesting that out of everyone that's his partner or whatever in this crime fighting, that it's Kory in his mind.
I think it's a bold choice, though, because regardless, and we're figuring it out. Of course, I'm sure it's a reality, but it doesn't matter. I'm saying the choice for them to even make any version of Batman in this show in season 1 is nuts. It's nuts.
It's just like, yo,
I can't believe it.
I'm not feeling.
I don't care if he wakes up and he's like in Disneyland, like, whoo, that was crazy. Like, I don't even care. It's like, man. Dog, that's what happens when you have your own platform, man. This is the best DC show on TV,
It
man.
really is.
This the silhouette of Batman, and
right?
I'm done.
I was like, what? No, like I said, before it came in my mind, I was like, what is happening?
No way.
What?
I love it.
But it's definitely a dream state, which makes you wonder: is it because have we gotten confirmation that's 2 hours?
Listen, I get a lot of people in the chat are saying it's 2 hours. Now,
Okay.
listen, chat, if y'all are wrong about this, I'm gonna call out all y'all, man, next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever we come back, because everyone's like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2
Okay,
hours. 2 hours. So,
I would hope it's 2 hours, and I hope maybe the dream state isn't the whole episode, because I do want to get back to the original Titans and what's happening.
with 2 hours, you should have. That's a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you should have enough time to get back to see what's going on,
Yeah.
end it on a great note.
Kory looked great in it though.
That's Toronto. That's Bay right there.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, DJ, can you kick that predictions track, man?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Hold on. First of all, Red Eyes Blackfire, man, you better get your money off Dick, man. Talking about his money's on Dick, man. Dick
Your money's on Dick after.
have you seen Batman's work? Have you seen Batman's work? Have you seen his work?
I don't know. I can't agree with you here.
So, Chauncey, any predictions? Even though we kind of went through, we just went through predictions. But give me predictions for you thinking for like this episode, and give me just a little bit of like, you know, what you're hoping for season 2.
Well, I'm hoping for in season 2 that we get more Kory,
Mm-hmm.
that we get, I mean, like I said, she has she's an alien from another species. There's so much to dig into about her culture, about who these people are, why send her to Earth, what's their relationship to it. I hope we get more dickery. I want more Kory and Dick. Dick clearly, he was watching her in bed in one of the episodes. I think there's clearly a relationship.
Oh, there's something there.
There's something to grow there. I think they have to grow with each other, and I think they will get that space, and that's why they're not rushing into this whole forever love thing. So I think we'll see more of that, and hopefully we'll get more Gar.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm with you on that. First of all, who's this? Angel, we got beef right now. F Batman. It's the level of disrespect in this chat.
There's a lot of disrespect going on. I don't know about this, y'all.
I don't even believe when you were typing that your fingers were like shaking because your fingers like you're like this the utter blasphemy. It's like your fingers was like hitting backspace.
Lies.
Oh my goodness. Oh, like as far as prediction goes, I'm hoping that we know it's probably in dream state, but I'm hoping that it's not Kory being brainwashed. I'm hoping that it's just she's in his conscious because that's how much he cares about her.
Yeah.
That she's a part of even his dream state. You know what I mean? So that means she's that much of a factor for him emotionally already, which I think is a pretty cool thing. And then just hopefully, just like you said, I hope they get back to the real world and just see what's going on with Donna, and see what's going on with Kory and Gar, and see what's that whole dynamic before they ride out. Let's not do a whole dream, 2 hours of dream.
Yeah, I really hope it's not 2 hours of dream.
Gosh, man. So yeah, man, listen, man. Girl, I can't
Evan's mind has been blown, y'all. He was sitting there, y'all. We should have done a trailer reaction.
In Dark Knight, man. I couldn't believe it.
You were just like,
He is
what is
so
happening?
dope. Oh
He is
my
so
god,
great. He's so great.
He could be killed at any moment, man. Like you could get lucky one day and just kill Batman on the street because he's a human. You know what I mean? Like one day he could just a stray bullet could kill this dude. So much intrigue with this guy. But that's it for us, man. Chauncey, before you go out to New Jersey, do your thing, girl. Tell the people where they can find you.
Hey y'all, you can find me on Twitter at Miss Chauncey KR, on Instagram Miss Chauncey K, and also on Rotten Tomatoes as I am official film and TV critic there.
Oh, yeah, Evan T. Mack, Instagram and Twitter. Get at the Robe God, I am Tehran, and I am Tehran. We will see you guys. When we coming back?
Probably January, I think. Yeah, to talk about the season finale.
Season finale, guys. We will be back. You know, after Buzz, they work hard here, man. They got to go on.
We got to take a little break.
They got a little vacation. Yeah, we will be back, man. Thanks everybody in the chat. I said Red Eyes, Ivan, Trent, what's going on? Ecto, what's going on? Serenity, what's going on? Angel, even though you hating, what's up? Lily Stockholm, what's good? Everybody, man, appreciate your parents. What's going on? Happy holidays. God bless. Take care. We out.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.